Dear music lovers, this is Lana with Lana's Music Studio, and we are going to talk today about a very important element of music. It's a half step or half tone, whole step or whole tone, and we'll talk about sharps, flats, naturals, and we will play a chromatic scale in the very end of today's lesson. Let's start. Let's look at white keys first. You will see that we have closest distance between two pair of white keys in here. It's E and F, and B and C. You see that we don't have black key here, and we don't have a black key here, so it's truly indeed two closest keys ever you can find. You cannot fit anything between them. So that is called a half step. The closest distance between two keys is a half step. How about C? C, and then we'll find the black key, and it will be black key up to the right, and it will be another half step. And if you're doing from here to here, it will make another half step. Now, half plus half gives us a whole. So we have a whole step here. When we have two white keys and a black key in the middle, it's the whole step. Then we'll do another whole step. Then we have a half, then whole again, whole, whole, and half. And this is the structure of the major scale. Right now I played you a C major scale. This is naturally as in white keys. C major scale has no black keys, and if you want to play another scale from any other tone, not from C but from D or E for instance, you'll have to use black keys to make the same structure as I just showed you. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. But how can you make it on on black keys? Let's talk about sharps and flats. So if you have a key and then you find the nearest key to the right, this will be called a sharp. So this is C and this is C sharp. This is D and this is D sharp. This is E, and wait a minute, where is E sharp? Why? We don't have any black key here, right? But I didn't tell you that sharp is necessarily a black key. It can be a white key as well. It's the nearest closest key to the right. So E and E sharp, which is also F. And you will say, why do we need to call it E sharp if we already know that it is F? Well, how about this? If we play everything in black keys and F is already sharp. So in this case, this will be E sharp that leads you towards F sharp. Now let's keep going on sharps. F, F sharp. G, G sharp. A sharp. B, and guess what it is? B sharp, of course. And or C. And sharps looking like this. So this is your sharp, and sharps are going up. For some reason, this little sign, of course it's a number sign, everybody knows that, but it also reminds me the pirate's ladder, when you're climbing up to the top of the mast, and sharps leading you up. Now let's talk about flats. Flats are basically the same thing, same idea, but it's a nearest closest distance to the left or down. Think about flat. If you have a flat tire, your car will go down. And the same way, flats are going down to the left. Let's start from B. B flat. A flat. G flat. F, and what is this? F flat or E. E, E flat, D, D flat, C, C flat. So when we're going up, it's sharps. When we're going down, it's flats. Your flat looking like this. And when we write them in music or read them in music, they actually written, the sharps or flats standing in front of the note that is getting altered. And we write F, we write sharp F, but when we say F sharp. We write E flat, excuse me, we write flat E, and we say E flat. So how it happens? Well, let's say we'll write it like this. So sharp F, for instance, or sharp C, or sharp something, but we'll say F sharp, C sharp. Same thing about flats. We'll draw the flat sign in front of the note, but we'll say B flat instead of flat B. In writing, when you see this sign, it is cancellation sign, and it's called naturals. So natural sign tells you that it cancels the sharps or flats that previously was in the song. Now, I can give two names to the same key. What would you call this key? It can be two of them, depends on two names, depends on how you came to the place. If it's C, then it will be C sharp. If it's D, it will be D flat. If this is F, it will be, think a little, F sharp. If it's G, it will be G flat. Okay, now let's go to our chromatic scale. What is chromatic scale? Chromatic scale is the all possible keys on your way when you're going up or down. That's it. It's all made out of small distances, out of half steps only. And let's start with a little element of that chromatic scale that is made out of only half steps. We will go, I call it a snake song because it's kind of weavy like this, like a snake going up and down. And we'll go from F to B. So to play that little element, what we need to do is to use our third finger, middle finger, and thumb. And we'll make kind of circle like this, drop it down, and then open slightly. So you kind of made a C shape. Now our thumb will play on white keys, and the third finger will play on black keys. How about second finger? Second has a special mission that we are going to cover just in a minute. Let's start on right hand. Thumb on white key, third on black key, thumb, middle finger, 1, 3, and up. We come to B. We can call them sharps. F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And when we're going down, we'll call them flats. B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F. And then we can do the same thing with your left hand. And at home you will practice naming those keys up and down as sharps or flats when we're going down. Then you can try to play both hands at the same time. Watch your third finger are having that knuckle out. Don't make it flat like this. So it's all very round. Remember your letter C. Then you can make one snake going up, another snake going down. It's actually not as hard as you think. Very good. So That was a little element, that is important element to remember, that third finger is always on a black key and thumb is always on a white key. But what about second? Remember we had this two half steps areas in white keyboard, white keys, where half steps in here and here. That's where the second finger will go for the extra white key. Now we're going to play our scale from C and E, both thumbs starting, and we'll start 1, 2, and then it goes 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. That's where your 2 goes again. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. And you come all the way to C and E. And when we're going down, that's a little trickier. Not really much, a little bit. 1, 3, 1, 3. So what next finger will go here? 1 and 2, or 1 or 2? 2. 2 goes first. And again the same thing. 3, 1, 3. What finger to go here when you're going back? Number 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. Then one finger 2. Then 1, 2, 1. So when you're going backwards, your fingers will go, the second fingers go first. And basically that's the only tricky part about it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. So first you can start just doing that snake song and go down, go back. Then you can start just on one octave, C and E. And then go back. Remember, when you're going back, your second finger goes first. And then goes thumb after that. 2, 1. And that's it. That was a chromatic scale. When you feel like really you're doing it really easy and great, you can expand it in 2 octaves, you can expand it in 3 octaves, you can play it up and down, but I suggest you to do it in the opposite directions first, because it's easier. You're doing the same exactly finger in right and left hand. But when you feel like you already know what you're doing, you can try to do this way. And that was a chromatic scale. Dear friends, we just talk about sharps and flats, and we talk about half steps, whole steps, scales. So sharps going up, flats going down. It can be cancelled in music, and when we're playing chromatic scale, we're playing all the keys on your way. We're going either up or going down, and call them sharps when we're going up and call them flats when we're going down. So that's all about the chromatic scale: half steps, whole steps, sharps and flats and naturals. Thank you for visiting me, and if you would like to sign up for the piano or music theory lessons, I will be happy to have you as a student. Enjoy please my music videos, my instructional videos, and I hope it will help you in your musical development. I'm Lana with Lana's Music Studio. Thank you for visiting. Bye.